My brother-in-law called me the one who got away in his speech, and my husband is very hurt, and it is all my fault. I met my husband through Chris, his older brother, during my junior year of college. Chris was everything. Captain of the soccer team, always surrounded by people and completely unattainable. I had a massive crush on him, but I never acted on it. I kept my distance because I knew he didn't see me that way. Chris knew though. He'd make comments like, "You're totally girlfriend material," or "I don't want to lead you on. I'm just having fun right now." He said it to mutual friends and once directly to my face at a house party. It stung every time, but I convinced myself it was fine. Then things got confusing. Twice he texted me late at night saying he had feelings for me, only to apologize the next morning and say he was drunk. I should have blocked his number, but I didn't. Christmas break 4 years ago, he texted me at midnight. The message said, "I'm in love with you. I'm done playing around. Let's go on a real date. I want a relationship." I screenshot it because I couldn't believe it was real. He said he'd tell me everything at my New Year's Eve party that my roommate and I were hosting. I spent a week planning what I'd wear and what I'd say. I even bought a new dress. The night of the party, Chris showed up 2 hours late with someone I didn't recognize, his younger brother. I'd never met him before. Chris barely looked at me. He grabbed a drink, laughed loudly with his friends, and avoided me completely. Around 11:30 p.m., I saw him in the corner making out with my roommate, the same roommate who knew everything. They disappeared into her room and didn't come out until morning. I locked myself in the bathroom and cried until 2 a.m. When I finally came out, the party was over and Chris's brother was cleaning up red cups in the kitchen. He looked up and said, "You okay?" I shook my head. He didn't ask what happened. He just handed me a bottle of water and sat down at the kitchen table across from me. We didn't talk much. He told me his name was Daniel and that Chris dragged him to the party last minute. We sat there until the sun came up, barely saying anything, just existing in the same space. The next morning, Chris found me in the kitchen making coffee. He said I messed up. I messed up big time. I didn't respond. I was done. 3 weeks later, Daniel texted me asking if I wanted to get coffee. I almost said no because he was Chris's brother, but something about that night in the kitchen stayed with me. We went to this tiny cafe near campus and talked for 4 hours. He was shy, thoughtful, and he actually listened when I spoke. He wasn't trying to impress anyone. He was just himself. We started dating a month later. Chris wasn't happy about it. He got cold and distant, making passive-aggressive comments at family dinners. When Daniel and I got engaged last year, Chris didn't congratulate us, but he showed up to the rehearsal dinner and stood up to give a speech. He started fine, talking about growing up with Daniel, but then his tone shifted. He said, "I've known the bride for years. She's incredible. I regret not asking her out sooner. She's the one who got away, and I'll always wonder what if." The room went completely silent. My father-in-law coughed awkwardly. Daniel's hand went stiff in mine. I felt everyone's eyes on me. His mom looked like she might cry. The wedding day itself was beautiful on the surface. Daniel smiled for photos and danced with me during our first dance to the song we picked together, but I could feel the distance. His hand on my waist felt different. That night in our hotel room, still in my wedding dress with my shoes kicked off by the door, he sat on the edge of the bed and asked the question I'd been dreading. "Did you settle for me because you couldn't have Chris?" The words hit me like a punch. I started crying and told him everything. The crush, the texts, the New Year's Eve disaster. I told him that watching Chris with my roommate was the best thing that ever happened to me because it led me to that kitchen at 2 a.m. where I met someone who actually showed up. Someone who saw me crying and didn't run away. He listened but didn't say much, just nodded and said, "I need time." That was 5 days ago. We're supposed to leave for our honeymoon to Greece in 2 weeks. The trip we've been planning for 8 months. The flights are booked, the hotel is paid for. He barely looks at me now. This morning I asked if he still wanted to go and he said, "I don't know. I'm sleeping in the guest room."